because with the advent of the machine being able to learn, we don't know what's happening inside the machine.
Any bad situation that you can think of is probably happening.
Watch Terminator 1, Terminator 2 for a good starting point to better know who Skynet is.
You can also watch iRobot, that's also a little bit about it.
Oh, yeah.
What's good? What's happening? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of Chatterbox. My name is Leon. I'll be your host for today. I am the most underqualified individual to be talking about this particular topic today, which is about AI. But nonetheless, we are going to have three very overqualified or perfectly qualified, or we will see how it is later, individuals who are going to tell us a little bit more about AI and how it affects our lives these days.
So, my name is Rizal and I'm an AI engineer. I've been in this field for about 7 years, more or less. Yeah, one fun fact about myself is that I came from a banking and finance background before I joined this field of work.
So hi, I'm Tom. I teach at SIT University. I graduated from banking and finance. I also worked a few years in banking and finance.
Okay, all right.
Hi, my name is Ain. I am a software developer, but I also make a lot of educational videos on TikTok, social media about coding and breaking into tech. Fun fact about myself, I'm weirdly good at finding scams. And most 10 minutes, I'll pinpoint, yeah, this is a scam. Here is like all the sources.
Okay, now that we know how qualified these individuals are, we're going to play a little game called This or That. Okay, so I'll give you guys two options and then you will just choose one or the other. The first one that comes to your mind. You all ready?
Sure.
Okay, very cool. Alright, don't see. You cannot prepare for this one. Okay. So first round of This or That. Chat GPT or Midjourney? In 3, 2, 1.
ChatGPT.
Okay, that is unanimous ChatGPT. I can only say ChatGPT because I don't know what is Midjourney. We'll find out more later. Create a work of art using Paint or Midjourney. 3, 2, 1.
Midjourney.
Hint.
Yeah, I mean, my sister is a painter, so I think, I'll be having, a better teacher rather than, just relying on Midjourney.
Write your own dating profile or ask ChatGPT to write it for you. 3, 2, 1.
Write my own.
ChatGPT.
Just what ChatGPT give me.
My answer is I don't need because I'm in a fantastic relationship.
Alright, then like that my answer will be ask my wife to write it.
Hey! Because for all of you out there, happy wife,
Happy life. Yeah.
my man. Spotify or Apple Music?
Oh, easy.
Okay, in 3, 2, 1.
Spotify.
I like to be reminded of the kind of music, the trash music that I listen to, by the end of the year. Like how many times I repeat the same songs. Like, I didn't know I listened to BTS that much.
Hey.
Right?
I realized one thing is that now Spotify has the AI DJ as well.
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Oh, sure, I
That's
never.
right.
I deserve my spot here. Individually, which AI program has helped you the most in your day-to-day life?
Google's Bard AI, I think it launched within this year. Mainly because I use a lot of Google products a lot, so there's a lot of integrations. I can ask it to write code and I can export it into a Google Colab or Jupyter Notebook where it's basically an interactive coding space. Google's Bard has a simpler interface to me compared to ChatGPT, so that's pretty much my reasons for it.
Okay, how about Tom? How about you?
Not using Google Bard, but using this called perplexity.ai. Because the challenge is that when you search, 90% of the time you get a lot of stuff that you don't really want. So with Bard Google and Perplexity AI, it zooms in on what's the latest happenings based on what you're looking for. And it also lists out all the relevant references, source materials for you to double check.
How about Rizal?
Well, I think for me, something that I use on a daily basis, in fact, hourly basis, will be the Apple Face ID. That is right.
Yeah.
That itself actually is an AI
AI.
feature.
Correct.
It's not really a full-on service or program, but
Machine vision, that's
yeah,
AI.
it's computer vision.
Called
yeah,
narrow
machine-
AI.
Yeah. It's narrow AI. So
Everything, man, from SingPass, you name it. All
Yes,
use
that's
Face ID.
yes,
that's right.
exactly.
So for all of us who forget password, that's really a lifesaver. It's convenience, yeah.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In your opinion, what are the benefits of having AI as part of our daily lives?
The thing about AI is that it really makes the way you you create information a lot faster. It's faster for you to generate paragraphs. It's faster for you to generate images. It's really like there, right? Instead of you having to learn a whole course. But there's always the need to strike that balance also. I always like mix in a bit of like, my own like flavor.
As you mentioned just now, there are two schools of AI. One is the narrow AI. It happens in the background without you knowing. For example, the recognizing the facial ID, right?
Yeah.
If you think about your washing machines and your vacuum cleaners, that has AI too, because that has machine learning built in to program to say, take this path to clean my room.
Yeah.
Right? So that's one branch that works in the background and makes life more convenient.
The booming field, all right, has allowed me to be able to take this opportunity into greater heights. A lot of the narrow AIs, as you mentioned, really, it being pervasive in our day-to-day life, I think it has helped a lot in offloading all the mundane tasks, really.
Ultimately, AI is basically, it gets data. Someone programs that AI to
follow
react
the
in a
steps.
certain way, follow these steps, process it a certain way, then the output is that. So normally a human would do it, but AI does it a lot faster. That's why we use AI.
Okay, so now that we know the role of AI and how it helps us from our day-to-day lives, let's find out how AI can actually help us. Now, based on research that was conducted by YouGov, 2 out of 5 Singaporean employees are currently using and experimenting with generative artificial intelligence in their work. 2 out of 5. So what do you think are some of the key reasons that people are moving towards AI?
Like if you tell a digital marketer, hey, what are like the top trends? Normally, without AI, they probably had to go through like thousands of Google searches. But if AI, you can basically like ask it already, hey, I have a marketing campaign going up about this product. Give me a list of the competitors I should look out for. Give me a list of ideas that I can use to post on social media. Another way to look at AI is also to use it as a way to create content without actually knowing how to create that content. Like for example, I want to make drawings for my kids for a children's book, but I don't know how to paint. So, some people questionably would use Midjourney, DALL-E 2 to generate images based on a certain prompt, and that's the image already in a matter of minutes. Easier access and passing of information, as well as easier content creation. That's the way I look at it.
I think Gen AI can have the potential to be one of your best and most patient teacher. Sometimes at a workplace, if you paiseh to ask, what's wrong with this particular code?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So Gen AI has the ability to be that patient 24/7 tutor. By the way, I think that stat is really understated. I think it's much higher than 40%.
Yeah.
actually
So
use
someone
it.
lied
I think
there.
some people are probably
You
going to
feel
be
too
like,
shy,
no
that-
lah, I never use lah.
Yeah.
No, don't tell my boss. No. Which industry do you feel then will benefit the most out of AI?
That's a loaded question. Government agencies would certainly benefit well, but there's a lot of concerns of privacy and the lack of like filtration of information. Not just about private companies benefiting in terms of their own profit margin loss and whatnot, but then for government it can translate to a lot of cost saving, better usage of tax dollars. Once we see more of those concerns being better addressed, I think you'll see a lot of these benefits being propagated to the masser audience, to the bigger audience, to the mass audience.
One very widely discussed news about AI taking over jobs is about AI taking over writing jobs, okay, of the latest writers and actors. That's why they went on strike in Hollywood. But do you think that AI could potentially take over the creative industry?
I think for every job, there's always portion of tasks that that we don't like to do. Total replacement, I don't think that would be beneficial for humans as a whole. Even though in the most economical sense, it might be good for some companies. So I think whatever work that these creatives put out really comes from their experience as a whole.
It depends on the audience that you want to reach out to. For example, on YouTube, there are literally YouTube channels that are fully like AI
Created.
But the thing about those channels is that the content is leaning towards fun facts. So what I mean by that is that, here is an explainer about this concept, here's an explainer about this topic. For you and me, we are both content creators. it isn't just content, it is also the person presenting that content. When it comes to the use of AI, again, it all goes back to how much of your humanity do you want to include in that content that you generate.
Knowing that soul and humanity is very important to like me and for like content creators over there, then what jobs do you think then are at risk as AI expands?
The godfather of AI, Jeffrey Hinton, was saying it's a scary point in time right now, because with the advent of the machine being able to learn, not 10 years or 20 years from now, it's a few years from now, we don't know what's happening. At what point we don't know what is happening inside the machine? Okay, we're coming to that stage very close. So that's the scary thing about it.
Right, okay, so now that we know a little bit more about AI in Singapore, it is time to take a deeper dive into understanding the pros and cons. So on the bright side, AI has the potential to enhance productivity and efficiency. But on the darker side, AI can be used to create false material that may mislead the public. How can we make use of AI in our daily lives?
There's many free tools out there. Chat GPT and Google Bard for text generation, but for image generation, OpenAI. So it ultimately comes down to what do you want to do, and are you able to describe that? Give dumb questions, get dumb answers. So if you give very simplistic questions like, give me a list of content ideas, it will give you a list of content ideas, but they might not be relevant to what you are expecting.
If you want to explore different types of AI tools, there are like directories like futurepedia.io. Whatever you have learned may be outdated very quickly. That's where the school hopefully can come in and give you some key principles about the different domains or subjects you're interested in. Teach you not to do rote learning, but teach you how to ask good questions, how to navigate ambiguity, how to be nimble when you face with situations where you may not have a direct yes or no answer. I think that's where education needs to focus on. So where generative AI comes in is that maybe it can help the students in terms of how they learn, right? But what we don't want is that becomes a total clutch to replace their thinking process, and that's dangerous. We still want the students to be involved in that creation process. But it's a fine line. It's a fine line. Yeah.
How do you feel about students handling work that might have been churned out through an AI system, even though they have originally written it, but somehow it gets marked out or flagged out as plagiarism?
Just we'll have a session with them to actually chit-chat and find out what were their challenges and struggles. It could be that maybe they were really struggling about phrasing in terms of how to phrase this particular piece of content, or they struggle with grammar. We want the students to have original input into that piece of content, where they have gone through the whole process of thinking about the issue, struggling with it, and then coming with their own unique point of view of where do they stand on this particular issue. And that's what education is all about, using it as a form of guidance, right, to the student rather than a whip, right, to punish you.
Yeah, if those bad habits really if they really form those bad habits.
Imagine in the workplace, yeah?
Yes, correct. Yeah. There's nothing wrong with them using the services to actually better facilitate their learning, but for them to just take all the information wholesale without any critical thinking, I think that's where a lot of the penalization happens. So yeah, for those students, it's going to be harder, all right, if you form these bad habits. Yeah, it's going to be a hard wake-up call for you.
How do you think with the development and growth of AI, right? How do you think governing bodies or companies can better regulate and perhaps put some proper like safeguards, like you said, for the use of AI technologies to make it even more ethical?
As I mentioned, I caught the documentary about Jeffrey Hinton, which is a godfather of AI. He mentioned that he's not really worried. He felt that this tool that he has created 30 over years ago, the potential of it being used for harm versus good, it's tipping towards the other side, because it's hard. It's hard for regulations to catch up.
It's online scams. So many public campaigns, so many rules, regulations, but still millions of dollars are lost every year to scams. It's not for lack of education, it's not for lack of regulation, it's literally because there's so many out there and so many people still keep falling for them because they think it doesn't apply to them, because they think, oh, it can't be me, I won't fall for this, but they still end up falling for it. So I think one step that isn't exactly government related, but it's really to get the word out there, to educate the general public and to really normalize the things to look out for. In that line, when it comes to using AI tools, we need for people to be aware of what to look for and how to use AI, not exactly ethically, but how to use AI in an educated manner. It's difficult to guide a policy when you don't know what you don't know, right?
Yeah.
So having the education is a start to having a good, decent policy that actually covers a decent base. It shouldn't be the only step, but I think that's where we can get started when it comes to regulating and encouraging responsible use of AI.
I come from the angle of someone who not only consume this AI features, services on a daily basis, but also as someone who develops them on a daily basis. I think it's important that we always keep in mind the ethics of it all, the trustworthiness of all the solutions that we are developing. It's really it's a daunting task. Like you say, really, there's a lot that we still do not know how to navigate. For me, I think it's important to keep in mind always that whatever I'm developing, that will eventually be rolled out into the world, I think it needs to have its own sets of features that mitigates any adversarial actions that will propagate to the world. In my field of work, we have terms like biasness, explainability, and whatnot. All this kind of concepts is something that the research world actually has been trying to navigate, come up with solutions, and innovate. So that's where I come in. For me to always keep this human element in mind, the human consumers in mind, so that that Skynet doesn't happen, eventually.
Now for our final segment, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to play yay or nay. And as you can see, obviously which side is a yay and obviously which side is a nay.
Yay.
So if you agree with a statement that I'm about to say, you're going to put yay. If you disagree, you're going to put nay. Alright, you guys ready?
Yep.
Ready? Let's do it. AI is only for techies and it is not user-friendly. 3, 2, 1, yay or nay? Of course no lah, it has to be user-friendly. What has this entire program just taught you? Who wrote this? Do you use Chat GPT and copy wholesale?
User-friendliness can be arguable, but yes, anyone can use it.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
AI can create truly creative and original works of art without any human influence. 3, 2, 1, boom.
No.
Everybody says no.
Yeah.
Okay. Why is it a hard no for this one?
Okay, say if I ask DALL-E to generate an image based on Leonardo da Vinci's art style. Okay. Leonardo da Vinci needs to exist first. His content needs to exist first, and that is really data and content is the backbone of AI. You don't have that content. AI has nothing to train on to imitate or to replicate.
You still need to put a human input. Do it in Da Vinci style, do it in Andy Warhol style. But you come to a stage very quickly, definitely in our lifetime, where the machine will be able to learn on its own. New options, new pathways that we'll probably never see. So I think we're coming to that stage very soon.
You won't reach the point where, robots will take over the world because you need someone to actually program that. But it is possible that AI can become more and more self-aware. But in terms of human context, being able to be truly independent, that has to be coded in beforehand.
I've learned today. Last year, ladies and gentlemen, this is your concern. AI will one day take over the world. 3, 2, 1, boom. Why is it a hard no?
As a person building.
As a person building AI, yes.
I mean, the one behind the scenes ultimately are humans themselves. Before any artificial intelligence can take over the world, I think it's, a certain group of humans will do that first before artificial intelligence can do that. I think our worst enemies in the end ultimately is ourselves. Really, it's not artificial intelligence. So
The folks designing those platforms will have a kill switch in place. Where if things go haywire,
Just bring down the database can already.
there's something that we could pull the plug before it goes kaboom.
I don't think that AI is like controlling us at the moment, but I feel like it's increasingly present in every aspect of our lives lah. So whether it's going to control us, I feel like that's the power of the the companies that are building it.
Now, just one final question for all of our lovely guests here today, and that is, if you had one piece of advice to give the viewers out there regarding AI, what would it be?
Just because it's useful doesn't immediately mean that it is 100% beneficial. Any bad situation that you can think of AI, that you can think it might happen, is probably happening. So the trick here is really to be educated with how AI is changing and growing, and be aware of how things are going.
AI is a tool. Ultimately, the tool, whether is it going to do good or bad, is dependent on the person using the tool. The advice to the viewers out there is go out there and live life and not hide behind machines like our smartphones or laptops. I think ultimately with a richer experience in connecting with real people like what we're doing here will ultimately make you a better creator, a better scientist, a better lecturer. And these tools are just an extension of ourselves. So go out there and live life and don't hide behind cameras and phones.
It's pointless if you were to resist it. Better to embrace it, but don't submit to it.
Along the same lines, right? So don't be afraid of what you don't know. Instead, actively seek out information of what you don't know to try and know what you don't know. And with that new knowledge, use it as you please, but try to make humanity a better place. That brings us to the end of this episode about AI in Singapore. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Huge thanks to all of our guests for being here as well. Once again, my name is Leon. Remember to tune in for more episodes of Chatterbox brought to you by Nuggets by Viddsee. And we'll catch you again sometime, someplace, somewhere, somehow. See you guys.
Bye.
If you like this video, please
Like, comment,
Share.
And subscribe.
bye.